Kia koe kuperunga ana mai matahoru a te waka mare waia koe ki te tau ihu o te waka o te tipu a maui tiki tiki ko te hikinga o te pane tutu mapo te panga mai o te whaititiri kei rungara aro rangi kei raro nei aro nuku ki raro mo maraero a ki te noni ngā kumu te aita ngā nui a kuia e rara unei taku.
The concept of waka has come very much from our pepeha. We know that we've come from the Pacific Island nations. We know that we've sort of lost a lot of our associated practices with that ocean voyaging.
This is a very important occasion for us in the launch of our Waka Te Hoiere, because it is the beginnings of restoring an ancient craft that our people depended upon to survive.
I'd like to thank all of you again for braving and participating in Ngati Kuia's cultural event. Our people of Tangata Moana, our people of Tangata Whenua. We'll just start, we'll be removing our covers. So the couple of people that have been delegated to remove the covers, can you go to your spots please? For Ngati Kuia, Waka was a great place to get around into Aotearoa and in our environment into Tauihu o Te Waka a Maui. The coastal area that we have within our sounds is 1,800 kilometres. There was many waka, and our people used to traverse from Te Tauihu Te Waka to Te Upoko in the North Island.
Nei ka mihi atu, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. So we're going to go into karakia, everyone. It'd be nice if everyone's nice and close. You can go on that side as well. We're going to unveil the taurapa, and then we're going to go over to do the tauihu. Ka pai tātou. Ko te mana tahita ka heke, ko te iho atua ka heke, ko te mana ka heke koutou kia whita. Kei te rangi pā mama, kei te nuku pā mama, kei te rangi kei tūara, heke hoki ta ka hui tahita, ki ta ka hui tipua, ki ta ka hui areki, ki ta ka hui ahurawa, ki te whakahekenga nei e. Ko wai te waka e takatāne. Te Hoiere!
Te Hoiere is the name of our river. It is the name of our tūpuna's waka, mātua hautere. But getting the kōrero right and getting the tikanga right was first and foremost extremely important. Being there at the right time of the morning, having the karakia and having the people to say the karakia, very important. Our waiata, the waiata that had to be chosen that would identify what this waka was about. They were chosen for these specific purposes.
Eke tangaro, eke panuku. Uwhi, wero, tau mai te mauri, tū mai te toki, hauie, huie!
Yeah, there was a lot of planning that went into this event and the anxiousness that was happening was around first and foremost having the waka ready. We were still coming to terms with staining, varnishing, the final little pieces right on the last day as projects do come. The weather wasn't looking too good, it looked like it would rain, it looked like it would blow. Having the right people on the ground was important to get the gazebos up, to get people in their speaking positions, having everybody understand their roles.
As the karakia began and I looked up and the clouds separated and Te Marama shone on our kai karakia and tears flowed I realised that this was a significant day for Ngati Kuia.
Will the waka float? We had not floated the waka with the taurapa on and with the tauehu on, so we were wondering about the balance of our waka. Would it sit properly in the water? We had the added risk of having our chief Waihaere Mason on the waka and our kuia whaia Elaine Wilson to be on there, you know, which was extremely important. We didn't want anything to go wrong, so you know, from putting it in at low tide and having to manoeuvre the boat around into the right position to being able to push it out safely, that our kaihotu would have all of the calls that were needed to move the waka out and drive it around. It was really, I suppose, made a person really anxious. When I seen the waka go out of sight and head towards Pōkiki Wharf, and then I couldn't see it, and I just didn't know what was going on. But when I was standing at the end of Pier C, and I could hear it coming back, I knew it had achieved of getting most of the way there and most of the way back, and I just felt so happy, and I could see the crew coming, and I felt so proud. I had my daughter on there, Moana, my cousins on there, our chief, some lead people, and it was a success.
So I've been drawing since I was a little kid. Never really done anything professional until I was in my 30s, and decided to look into my culture a bit more because I was a city boy, and I started carving in 2011, jumped on a whakairo course under the wānanga Aotearoa.
One of the key projects that we've really wanted to do since we've received treaty settlement is to develop this area, Titi Raukaua, into some type of centre of excellence. We've got training in reo, we do our Pākohe wānanga here, we do te reo miona tikanga here, and we do waka carving, and we do some of our engaging with other businesses like apiary, bees, that will connect us to our natural environment.
When was the last Ngati Kuia Waka, to your knowledge?
The wakas that we know of, because they're still here, are what we call the hemi-whero waka, that was created up here and made up in this area and transported down to Te Hora to be completed. There's other waka called Te Whitiao. The last waka also that we had a shared interest in was Te Awatea Hau. So that brought all of the iwi here. We all had a part of it. Uncle Jim Walker was a key leader for Ngati Kuia and Ngati Kuia's representation in that collaborative project of Te Awatea Hau for the 150th commemoration of the Treaty of Waitangi.
Okay, so we're at Brayshaw Museum, Brayshaw Park Museum, and this here is a waka that was carved by hemi-whero sometime in the 19th century. So hemi-whero was also known as Te Wakarere, and there's a well-known story that hemi-whero carved and shaped a waka up by Te Hora and when the floods came down, they came down annually, Meihana Kiriopa walked up to Te Hora and brought the waka down to Ruapaka, and it was at Ruapaka where Meihana's father and Meihana finished putting the final touches on the waka. So that's a well-known story about Ngati Kuia producing waka. This is not that waka, but this is another waka that was made by Hemi Whittle.
Ki te pohoro kuia, kei raro motu e ka, titirangi mo tere, titi e. Kai tuna rua paka, te matau te tauranga, maunga tapu ki titira kawa e. E te whakatau no te pohiri.
Ka rawe e te mahi. E te mahi o ngā mātua tūpuna, e te tipu ake te mana o te tangata moana e te tangata whenua. E te whakakapi karake o tēnei ahi, a oe anō ino e tātou. Oh, before that, I'd just like to say, hey, congratulations Ngati Kuia! He done it! He done it! Te Hoiere floats, it goes well. The Ringawena have said that breakfast is cooked and that we must follow the tikanga to go back and kai and kōrero and think about the future. This wouldn't happen without us having some of the benefits of a settlement to help provide the funding and capacity building for us to do what we need to do. So we've travelled the world to get here to the last place on earth, and what we're calling the last best place on earth. So be proud of our history of waka. It's long, it's enduring, and we plan to move it and carry it right into the future.
And I know from talking to Ray, but coming down and then seeing how much the waka meant to a lot of you, and to go through the process that we went through today was really, really a great thing. So your waka is, Te Hoiere I saw that today as a catalyst for a lot more stuff. It's not just something to go for a hoi on, not just something to go for a cruise around, but it's that vehicle for the recovery of so much other stuff. That if we think about a waka, that a waka is like a needle. And when it moves around the Pacific, or it moves around our different kāinga around Aotearoa, it's like a needle that sews all those places together. It sews all the talk, it sews all of the thinking. And so if we take that kaupapa on board a little bit more with the name of this event that we're a part of now, Te Hoiere 250, that's the kaupapa that we hope is trying to come out of this. That Te Hoiere will actually weave and bind together all the different people of Aotearoa, but it will still be that platform for us to be able to give our stories out there.